welcome, everyone, to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we thank God for those of you who are watching us here on various platforms, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, however you're watching us. We appreciate you for tuning in and checking us out, and we appreciate the likes. We also would ask you to please join in on the broadcast. If you put your comments up, we will read broadcast them right on the live video. And as a matter of fact, we'll even take one step further. We're going to go ahead in just a moment and put up the link. If you want to come in here and chit chat with us, the microphones are open for you to jump in. And what we're going to do is, when I say open, what that simply means is we're going to pop up here for you the link where you can come in. And what you can simply do, if you say, hey, man, I'm not trying to be on the video, no worries. Just kind of do your avatar thing and you jump right in here. And we'd love to have you to be part of the broadcast. So again, tune in and check us out here on the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm going to put it up here on the screen. Join us on the show. Put it right there for you so you can see it. And I'll put the link. And there it is on social media. Hopefully you guys will see it in just a moment. There it is right there. You can join us on social media. Just go ahead and click, paste it into your browser. If you have a laptop, you can go ahead and do that. Try to use a headset, please, if you can. If you have your phone, turn it horizontal. I know you likes to go vertical, but when you do that on StreamYard, you always got this big black space all around your head. So please, man, please, sir, if you want to join us, jump right in. There is the link to join us. We would love to have you join us on the show. Well, anytime we do this show, we have one of the most beautiful women on sports talk radio or TV. We know her simply as the Queen. Tree Doleman is back in the building. Welcome back. There she is.
Jonathan,
Hey, Tree, how you doing?
doing well. How are you doing?
Praise the Lord, doing quite well. No complaints at all. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Nice and warm outside today, so we got a chance to get out. I can't believe like 78 degrees in the early part of March. That's what I'm talking about. Only thing is, for those of you who are allergy sufferers like myself and others, the green machine was in full effect. That pollen's not playing. I mean, I poured some water out of my office onto the ground, and literally it became like a green river. I mean, like normally it's poured up. I mean, it's like all I saw was just like this river of dusty green. I said, dang, washed the car for a client. We washed it, and within I'm kidding you not, we put it underneath a nice little tarmac area. It's not windy. And within 4 hours, that vehicle was coated with dust.
I believe it.
Incredible. It's incredible. Now, you're not an allergy sufferer. All you have to take anything, or you cool?
No, not since I've been in Georgia. When I was in Michigan, I had really bad allergies, but the further south I've come, it's like my allergies have gone away. Praise the Lord, because it's really bad.
Praise the Lord is right. You're surely right. Well, yeah, it is. Like I said, definitely. I will say this much: the Lord has blessed me in this respect. It affects me slightly. Like I have a little bit of an extra phlegm in the hack, but thank God, no severe runny nose. No type of situation where I've got to have a box of Kleenex right next to me all the time. So, thank God for that. So we're good.
Okay.
We're very, very good. Well, as always, another weekend full of sports. When I say full of sports, this stuff kind of going on, bits and pieces everywhere. Now, we know this is Women's History Month. So I'm wondering, up your sleeve, do you have something to tell us in Women's History Month, or something, a little tidbit you're going to drop on us later in the broadcast?
I don't, but I do want to give a shout out to my alma mater, Middle Tennessee, the women's basketball team. They were number 24 going into the weekend and played their last home game and won. And I was actually there. They honored all of the former female athletes celebrating 50 years of Title IX, and the women won. So our women's basketball team went undefeated at home this year and last year. So in 2 years, we have not lost a game at home in the Glass House, and we are heading into the tournament ranked number 25 in the nation, which is really phenomenal. So I do want to give a shout out to the women's basketball team and all of their greatness, hoping that they go dancing and do a great job in March Madness.
So let me ask you a question. Give me that name again for your stadium. What do you call it?
We call it the glass house.
The glass house, baby. See what that means? We in the glass house. You better not try to throw no stones. We don't. We don't put up with that in the glass house. I mean, that's pretty exciting to be a part of that. And what does it mean to you to be a part of a legacy, like that? First of all, the Title IX, really briefly, and then of course being at your alma mater.
Well, I also want to say before I get there, I forgot to say that we were also conference, regular seasons conference championship winners. So we won a conference championship for the regular season as well. I was able to take a picture with the trophy. It was really great having my t-shirt and everything. But as far as what does it feel like to be a part of such a great university, I love it. I truly love my alma mater. I always tell everybody that we are family, and that's what we talk about, our MT family, and it's really true. And there's just so many great sports. It's not just one sport that's great. I mean, you can go down the board of all of our sports teams, and we have really great athletics. And not just that, but we have our president, our athletic director, Diane Turnham, who's been a big part of all of the female athletes since before I've even been there. And it's just really nice to know that there's people there who cares about you as a person, not just because you're an athlete. They don't just want to see you do well on the court or on the field. They want to see you succeed. And Middle Tennessee actually has one of the highest graduating rates for our student athletes, and our student athletes graduate higher than a lot of other places, which is something I'm very proud about. That was even the case when I was there.
And should, yeah, graduation rates. That's kind of the whole idea. Don't be wrong. Everybody, wants to be able to have a top team that they field on whatever it is, whether it be the basketball court, would be the football field, would be the lacrosse field, or it may be the soccer pitch. But the bottom line is, when you're going to college, the idea is to hopefully matriculate to get that college degree, so that you can combine it later on. If you're a great athlete and you're able to, reach into endorsements and things like that, you now have that underpinning. I think the other thing too is I think it helps you be able to relate to all different types of people, and to learn how to persevere through ups and downs of life, and to achieve that goal, which is to get that paper that says I'm a graduate.
That's right.
We asked good stuff, and yeah, Title IX. I didn't realize it was the 50-year anniversary was that. So certainly, thanks for letting us know about that. And a lot going on with women's sports. Women now making a surge in terms of, we're not yet at quote unquote equal pay in all sports yet, but we do see an increase of women getting more money. Certainly in college, the NIL has now helped women athletes start to get some income. Maybe not as much as the fellas, but certainly doing some stuff. And I think there's a couple of twins now. I think they're either basketball, volleyball players that are the highest rated NIL athletes in all of in female sports right now. So yeah, I mean, let's hear it for the women. They say let's hear it for the boys. Let's hear it for the girls. Yeah, ladies are actually doing some good stuff out there, and good to see you guys are getting, your fair share of the money.
Yes, I love seeing more deals. Please keep the deals coming for all of the females out there, especially now that we're celebrating Women's History Month. We all know how important women are in every household, and just how important women are in this world. And I just love seeing things continue to grow. Shout out to the Real Pro Volleyball League that's coming, and Atlanta is one of the places that will have a team, and they are starting out the salaries at $60,000, which is something that the WNBA has grown to in their 26 years. And I love that they're starting out paying a minimum of $60,000 per player, which is a salary that players can live off on. And I just think it's great. So I just want to continue to see more great things coming for women. I want to see women having their own shoe lines. I want to see women endorsing all types of drinks and Gatorade and waters, just everything, clothes. Let's make sure that we support our women, and also support them by watching and doing the things that we can do to support.
Oh, no doubt. So the other thing too is that we have we've had it before. They were a championship caliber team. Women's professional football is back in Atlanta as well. I think they're called the Atlanta Rage, and hopefully we'll be able to have them on sometime in the month of March. Maybe one of their owners and captains come on and talk to us, because like I said, again, there's just great stuff going on, and we see obviously the women's soccer league picking up steam, franchises popping up everywhere. And so yeah, I mean, it's your women are like, Yo, we got muscles too. And
Hey,
they're,
I
that's
love
right.
how the WNBA started. We got next. I loved it.
Well, at the end of the day, that's true. I mean, women are showing that they can compete in every arena, and it is good to see that they're able not only to get the increased salaries on the field of endeavor, but also be able to pick up these NILs. Because the thing about it is, and I guess really we saw the beginnings of this a little bit with in track and field, as we saw some track and field athletes, using, saying, hey, look, just because we're athletes, we're still women, we're still girls, and starting to pick up some of these fashion, because let's think about it. I mean, who better as a fashion model than a well-conditioned female athlete or male athlete for that matter? I mean, they're in great shape. They look good in their clothes. So yeah, it's just good to kind of see more and more women now branching out and moving out and getting these types of contracts, getting these types of deals, and inspiring other young women to go out and do the same. So yeah, definitely great stuff going on, and we're going to do as much as we can during the month of March to show you guys some of the great stuff that's going on with women's sports as well. So, Tree, we're going to lean on you a little bit to call some of your buddies on. So, come on
Gotcha.
on, come on the show. Let's talk a little women's sports. The other thing I know this year, okay, let me just go ahead and put myself on blast. I want you people out there to help me to be my accountability partner. What time of year is coming up, Tree? What's right around the
Mother's
corner?
Day.
Huh?
Mother's Day or March Madness?
Well, there it is. Ding, 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 ding. March Madness. And Tree has been very diligent every year to get us off the schneid and say, okay, we have an actual sheet that we can do. So this year, we're going to make sure that we're going to have our own pool. We're not playing around. Last year, I putzed around and waited too long. And by the time I went to sign up, it was like, bloop, bloop, too late, sir. So this year, we're going to get signed up and we're going to get in the middle of March Madness because I think this year is going to be a lot of fun. No real, you know, first of all, I want to put a disclaimer. I have not really followed much college basketball this year, but there has been no team that I have seen yet to kind of grab the headlines so far. I mean, I don't see any kind of super team out there. No team that's saying, hey, man, these guys have XYZ great players. And of course, we haven't seen that as much as we used to with the one and done. Any team that's kind of popped on your radar, either with the men or the women?
I mean, well, Michigan's always on my radar,
Oh, you already know.
regardless of if they're ranked or not. Kentucky's also another team that typically, even if they're not doing well, once it comes to the tournament, they turn on a whole different level and they're not the same team that you saw during the season. North Carolina is going through a lot of issues, but who
Right.
knows if they can get everything together once the tournament starts. I mean, there's actually a list of teams that it's just like, wow, what's going to happen once the tournament starts, because you have great teams that are just winning and highly ranked, and I think there's going to be some teams that aren't ranked that's going to go a little further than most people will think during the tournament. I don't think they'll win it all, but I think they'll go further than most expect.
Well, you mentioned North Carolina, so we are seeing a resurgence of some of our legendary teams popping back into the fray. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the NCAA, the men's basketball AP poll. Well, because I'm a golden oldie, some of these names are very familiar to me. At the top of the list at 29-2, the Houston Cougars. Now, for you OGs like me, you remember Five Slammer Jammer back in the 80s with Akeem the Dream and Clyde Drexler. So good to see Houston making some noise, ranked #1 in the nation. Let's go on down and take a look. Another legendary, iconic name from out of the West Coast of Pac-12, the UCLA Bruins, #2 in the nation at 27-4, followed by Kansas, a perennial Final Four contender, always makes a deep run into the March Madness playoffs. They're ranked #3. Alabama, we normally know them for football, but not this year. Alabama ranked #4. Purdue, we haven't heard from the Boilermakers in a while. They're ranked #5 at 26-5. And another name for you old heads and OGs, going back in the day, Marquette at #6. Texas, we haven't heard from them since Kevin Durant, really. They're up there at #7. Arizona, another perennial late mover into the playoffs of the March Madness. They're at #8. Gonzaga, as we always have had them in the last 15, 20 years, amongst the top 5. They're now #9. And the Baylor Bears at #10 and peeking right on the backside. I got to give a shout out to my home state. The men's basketball team, the Connecticut Huskies, ranked #11, just outside the top 10. Before we go to a break, let's go to social media. Mr. Vincent Turner, aka Mr. Football, says this: the team to look for in March Madness is the Memphis Tigers with Kendrick Davis. Let's see where the Tigers are ranked. Of course, Mr. Football is from the
They are a
901.
good team.
Let's check out Memphis here, and they are ranked somewhere in the top 25. Let's see if I can find them. And where'd they go? I thought I saw them here, but and no. So I don't know where they disappeared to, but I know they were ranked in the top 25 at some point. But Mr. Football, again, representing the 901, saying, hey, watch out for the Memphis Tigers. And he said here, Houston Cougars. Yep, 1969, Elvin Hayes. You're going way, way back. I was 10 years old with a legendary Big E squared off and played for the Houston Cougars. As a matter of fact, played in one of the most legendary games. They called it at that time the game of the century. They played the game inside the newly minted Houston Astrodome, at that time the largest fan attendance ever for a regular season game. It's 50,000 plus, as Elvin Hayes squared off against UCLA, led by the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who unfortunately in that game had a bad eye. The Big E was dominant. I think he scored 30 some odd points. Jabbar scored about 23. But Jabbar got the revenge in the NCAA March Madness in the semifinals of the Final Four. A fully healthy Jabbar led the Bruins to a big win over the Houston Cougars. So big shout out to Mr. Football for taking me back in the day. Well, I'm going to take you guys back. Well, not really. I'm just going to ask you to stand by really quickly. We're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back. I can speak English. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Stay right here. Thank you.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
That's right, guys. Allen Vigil Ford and Lincoln, a proud supporter of the Real Talk Sports Show. Remember, guys, you can always find them at 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. You'll see it right there. They're located right in Morrow, Georgia, 6790 Mount Zion Boulevard, right in the middle of Morrow, Georgia, just minutes away from the South Lake Mall area and just off of I-75 south, or really north as well, exit 231. You can check out me. I'll give you a hand. I'm there as a full-time commercial account representative. I can help you with whatever you need. Fords, Lincolns, pre-owned vehicles of any make or model. Remember, check us out, Allen Vigil Ford. Give me a call. 678-410-9833 is the cell. Let's go back to social media here. And we have a good buddy of the show. Sam the Man Crenshaw is in the building. Sam, what's going on, sir? Well, you know, Sam is, he's really, I call him all the time, he's a living legend here in Atlanta, one of the early African-American sports reporters on television. I remember seeing his smiling face when I first got to Atlanta. I said, hey, that guy look like me, doggone it. I mean, well, you know, he's brown like me, you know what I mean? So anyway, Sam, appreciate you, bro. If you got any words, I'm going to put this up here for you. I'm going to pop it back up on the screen again. Let's see if I can get it here. If you want to log into the show, again, if you just want to kind of just come in, no video, just put your avatar up. We'd love to have you join us, man. It's always great that you even pop by and check us out. So Sam Crenshaw, you can check him out, guys, also on Sundays on 92.9 The Game. That is on your FM dial, or you can go to the Odyssey app and check them out there as well. So again, big shout out to our man, Sam Crenshaw. All right, Tree. Can anybody, anywhere help the Atlanta Hawks get to be a winning ball club? We're now on coach number 3. Coach has won over 50 games a couple of times. I know we're early, just I think 3 or 4 games of the tenure, but they still look like the same Hawks. What can we do?
I mean, I think the Hawks look good. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Do they need to correct some things? Yes, but it's not like they're playing horrible. I mean, they're fighting. These games are I don't like that they're blowing leads, right? Yes, they can do better with defense, but I mean, I think they're fighting. So I don't think that it's just, I mean, they're not like my Pistons. Okay. So
Well,
I think that they're fighting, they're playing hard. You can't win every game.
well, I don't want to have them winning every game. I just need them. I told you I need them to win 2 out of every 3 games for the rest of the season. That's it. I don't think I'm asking for too much. 2 out of every 3 games. That means you can win 2, lose 1. That's all I need because that will get them into the 6th spot. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, no, I definitely want them up there too. You know that. But
Let's go to.
it's just a lot of different. You have to give them grace. They have a new coach. I mean, you got to give them some grace. You have to give them time to get with this system. Who knows how many changes the coaches is making and just different things like that. I'm hoping and I'm thinking that the Hawks will be just fine. I want them to get as high up as possible because, of course, I want them to go as far as they can. And you know how I feel about this roster. I think we have a great roster. Yes, and the second unit is finally making an impact. I agree. The second unit is balling. They are playing phenomenal.
Yeah, they really. I mean, and even before the coaching change, they have been really one of the bright lights the whole season.
Mhm.
That second squad has been tip top, and especially the young guys led by AJ Griffin, who made the Rising Star team. It's a guy I think that down the road, as he continues to mature, he's going to be a star for the Hawks. Inside game, outside game, good 3-point shooter, very energetic, and just really a darn nice guy. I mean, really, just a lovely guy to be around, very friendly, and also what I always love, a believer in Jesus Christ, and
Oh yeah.
and constantly talks about it too. I mean, just like you said again, that's the icing on the cake. But yeah, I think if this team can continue to build
Mhm.
and really, I guess why I said the question, can anybody help the Hawks? The narrative hasn't changed. It's the same thing. They're not playing good enough defense. They're not closing out games in the fourth quarter, and they're
Mhm.
not keeping the ball around. And this goes back to Coach Bud with the infamous pace and space. So I'm just wondering, I mean, where's the disconnect? I don't get it.
Not sure, but I will say that they've had games where they're all over the boards and they're grabbing rebounds. And we all know that rebounds really makes a big difference. The more possessions that you can get, the more points you can score. Sometimes, especially the last game, some of the shots just weren't falling. And it really hurt the game that we lost because we had some opportunities to win. And I was hoping that we won. And unfortunately, we got the L. And I don't know. I mean, I see them playing defense, but then some of the players are getting in foul trouble. We saw the other night where they called the foul on Clint Capella that even when they showed the replay, what foul? There was no foul. And, it's just, you don't want the team in foul trouble. You definitely want them to play good defense. One thing that bothers me is when I see easy points being made in the paint. That really disturbs me more than anything. Make them pass it out and shoot or different things like that. But I think the Hawks are playing good defense. I
Well,
think
I mean,
they're improving, I will say, and we definitely can do more.
Sam says team is missing a veteran voice in the locker room and on the court late in games. Yeah, that's no
I
question.
agree.
Yep, no question. Well said. Yeah, I guess that's the thing that bothered me the most is the fact that the team continues to, like you say, battle and battle, even when they've been behind, close the gap, and in some cases have a lead in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. If you
Yeah.
remember that bad loss at home, they were up by 8 with about less than 2 minutes to go. You can't lose those games. I mean, those are must-win
Yeah.
games, especially with a division opponent. I guess that's my other concern that these losses are starting to mount against teams that are either right behind them, right in front of it. That doubleheader loss to Miami was killer.
Yeah, that one hurt. It definitely did.
You gotta find a way to split those games. You gotta find a way to come out of there with at least a win because it's like a playoff series. Well,
Oh
as you
yeah.
know, what's the goal? If you're on the road, to get one on the road,
Every game matters.
right?
Every game matters. And especially from this point on, we need as many wins as we can possibly get. And especially with the way that the standings I mean, it can be one game that can make all the difference because of how close the teams are. So I think that the Hawks will, I know that they know that because that's even what they talk about, is that each game matters and they know what position they're in and they're looking to fight and do all that they can do to get there. We need all of the players. I think bringing the new players in, Sadiq Bey is a huge part of the Hawks. I love that he can shoot the three. I love his addition and just how he helps make that addition. John Collins can shoot some threes and he makes some good electric dunks and plays defense and blocks shots. We know that Clint Capella kills the boards and he makes some amazing dunks and plays, and Trey and DeJounte. I mean, there's just, I love the whole roster. Can we talk about all of the starters and just the team, the bench is coming in, playing great, the young guys. I really want big things for the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm really hoping that we can start making that push. Now is the time, and I think we'll see great things from them.
Yeah, we're going to need them to really close out strong. That's really the bottom line. I mean, because, again, we all know how this works in the playoffs. In any sport, the team who's hot on down the stretch is the team that often can make these deep runs in the postseason. And even teams that had regular season records that were somewhat mediocre have found ways, because they got hot at the right time, to actually win championships. We saw that in football with the Giants. New York Football Giants were underdogs 2 different years throughout the playoffs, but yet they got not one but 2 Super Bowl rings. So we're hoping the Hawks can go on a similar run. I don't know what's going to take for them to do that. They're going to have to, I think, get into a rhythm and get their confidence up. I'm not trying to say they're lacking it per se, but once you get on a run, momentum is a funny thing. We talk about that all the time. Having that momentum, having that surge of activity where you now winning is contagious. So that's my hope there. Let's go back to social media one more time before we go to the break and bring on the champion, Tyrone Poole. Let's see here. Sam is telling us, yeah, Bay plays like he is glad to be out of Detroit.
Ah! Ouch! That one hurt.
Terminator shades on that one.
Ouch!
Sam threw some shade to a Michigander.
Man.
You said glad to be touch.
Ooh, that one still hurts. That's painful. He said sorry.
Sorry.
Ooh, ouch.
That was.
I'm just gonna put on my imaginary shades on that one and just take the pain.
And even though it's either Terminator shades, I can tell you Sadiq Bey will not be saying I'll be back. That will not be happening. He gone. So
I know. Listen, I'm happy. Like I said, I think he's a great addition to the Atlanta Hawks roster. I'm happy that he's here and he's coming in, making his presence known. He even had to start right away because John Collins wasn't playing when he was out injured, and he's really doing a great job. I'm happy that he's a part of the Atlanta Hawks.
No doubt. Good addition as well. Look, guys, we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We're going to take a little bit of break, and then we're going to shift to talk some football because some interesting things going on in the NFL. But actually, let me not say that. Before we talk some football, when we come back, Ja Morant packing a pistol. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
And we are back, guys. You are watching and listening to the Real Talk Sports Show here. I'm the Minister Jonathan Simmons, and right next to me, the Queen, Miss Tree Doleman. Well, you got a full house almost. You got the minister, you got the queen, but to really make it right, you got to bring in the champion. He is not only a one, but two-time Super Bowl champion. He is a member of the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame. And he's just a doggone good guy. Number 38, Tyrone Poole, is back in the building. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, hello everybody. How we doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Hello, Miss Tree. Hello, Minister, and all those that are watching and listening. Hope everybody's full of joy, peace, and love.
Love, baby.
Love, peace, and love.
Get on the love train. Love. Okay, that's too much. All right, we got a little too excited. A little too excited. Had to go. Got the throwback. Well, Tyrone, man, good to have you in the building, kind sir. Good to see you back. We talk a little basketball. We about to get in your lane. NFL. Talk a little bit about the combine. Before we get into that, one more little NBA nugget. Okay, Ja Morant once again is coming across our screen. This time, evidently doing some kind of video where he was allegedly packing a pistola. So now he is temporarily suspended. Any comments at all? What can we do to help people not have these faux pas, man? Because I mean, he was wide open on social media, man. Had the shirt off. So what's up with that?
I don't know. I can't answer to that, but I will say this. I don't know why. If you're in the spotlight like that, why would you want to carry a weapon? Why not just pay someone? Get some bodyguards if you feel like you got to carry a weapon like that. Get a bodyguard. I'm pretty sure you can afford it. So I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And all it does is take money away, corporate money. Now you'll make all of the NBA money or sports money, but life after football, that's where you make the real money. You don't believe me? Go ask Shaq. Man, Shaq got probably every commercial known to man that he got.
Every commercial.
He probably made more money life after sports than he made. And I don't remember Shaq carrying around a gun. Maybe he did, but he was smart enough not to carry it in places where he would get exposed. So again, I don't know. I think sometimes it's just this young generation. I don't know if they're really, thinking about the future. I think they're thinking about right now. But again, if you got to carry a weapon on you, I'm like, come on, man. And you can't do that. Hire some people, so, it's just messing up, I think, his not only current NBA situation, giving him a bad label, but it's going to mess up his corporate money. So, that's my take on it.
Tree, you want to give him some counseling, help him out? Treat him like a big sister. Say, come on, bro.
Well, I'm glad that he said he's going to get help, and I'm happy that he just owned up to it. We all saw the video. For those that were watching television, they were posting it constantly. And yeah, just, your name matters, and you want your name to be thought of in a positive light, not with negativity. And your name carries weight. He has so many people looking up to him, so many kids looking up to him, so many people supporting him just where he's from. So I really hope that he will, going forward, make better decisions. But I do also understand that a lot of times you're young and dumb. And hopefully he learns from these mistakes and he can do better and start using his voice for positive things and using his name towards positivity. Because like Tyrone said, he'll make so much money from endorsements. And even after he's done playing, and he has a daughter, he has a young girl that's looking up to him. And that's really important. He's a dad, regardless, basketball, he's a father first. And hopefully he can learn from this and we won't hear anything else about this. But going forward, hopefully just positivity involved with his name.
Yeah, also, I mean, because he's really a likable guy. He's got that engaging smile on the court. He just seems to be enjoying himself most of the time. Mad hops. So again, we help you get something under control because he's gonna have to do something. And I didn't realize kind of what the problem was, but also he got into some kind of little, not an altercation, but a little back and forth with a high school student when he went back home. So I think he realized that, hey, I'm going to have to kind of throttle back. I'm going to need some help to get this thing managed. And we hope and pray that he can do it because, again, he is one of the rising stars in the NBA. Great game. And like I said, he looks like a young man that really, truly enjoys himself, enjoys the game, and enjoys giving the fans. So we hope that he can kind of get that corrected. Listen, we all can have a situation with the temper. You know what I mean? And, some people, depending on how you were raised, what you're around, sometimes you need some help. So kudos again to him for reaching out to try to get some help to get that corrected. So, Ja, we're pulling for you, bro. And hey, Daddy Morant, you too. You need to show some restraint. So, no nothing with you and Shannon Sharp, nobody else in the audience. As the elder, you kind of shoot away. So, Big Papa, same thing. We appreciate you and the entire Morant family for, again, being out there in just the crucible. I mean, Tyrone, you and Tree both have done it in various methods. Once you are famous, once people know your face, you in the limelight all the time. So, that's pressure. So hopefully and prayerfully, again, the whole family can wrap around and, get the young man some help so he can keep on. That's a bad boy. We've enjoyed him on many nights. So, yeah, we can't play. All right, let's shift to the NFL. The combine is starting to wind down, and we have what we usually have in the combine. We have some unexpected, and we have the spectacular. And one of the most spectacular guys that's been out there so far is the guy that, when they changed this nickname, I understand why, because you want to kind of be associated, I guess, with the assault rifle. But the former AR-15, simply known as Anthony Richardson, lit it up with measurables that, in I think several cases, broke or tied records for a quarterback. So, first of all, Tyrone, what are your thoughts about his performance in the combine? Should we be putting this much weight on it? Or do you think this young man has now elevated his position to possibly be even a top 5 pick in the upcoming NFL draft?
Now, Jonathan, your mic was kind of like.
Oh, kind of joining out? All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
All right. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit better. Can you repeat that again to me?
Yeah. So what I was saying is that, at the combines, you always have the unexpected happening, somebody doing something that's spectacular, and Anthony Richardson put on a show. Now, do you think that that's enough to elevate a guy who's relatively inexperienced as far as play on the field to being a top 5 pick? Or are we making too much about what we've seen at the combine for Mr. Anthony Richardson?
Well, I know when I first went there,
Right.
the combines, coming from Fort Valley State, I'm like, it was real big to me because basically it was another opportunity to show the NFL scouts what I could do. I had already shown them what I could do in the Senior Bowl. The biggest, I guess, stigma was playing at a Division II HBCU school. He didn't play against no competition. So I shut that down, going up against some of the likes of these Georgia players, guys from Texas, whatever. And then when I had the opportunity to go to the combines, it was another opportunity for them to see me physically do the same drills that these other guys that they were looking at. So, yes, I think going to the combines was exciting and I want to put on a show, but does it translate into performance on the football field? No, not really. I think you get an opportunity to see someone's physical skills, but I think the game is mostly played in the head, in the mind. And if you got the talent to go along with it, then you'll be a phenomenal player. Now, I do think, Anthony Richardson has a lot of upside. He has a lot of upside to him. Okay, I think you can kind of consider him raw. So where he goes in the draft, no one knows, but I think he's going to be maybe a slight project, work with him, will he be great at running the RPOs and stuff like that? Probably wonderful at that. But again, I'll stick to my guns. I'm like, in order to win the Super Bowl, you got to have a quarterback that can sit in that pocket. Now, to have athletic ability is great. You keep the drive alive. But in order to win championships, and if you're going to draft someone in the first round, You're drafting that person to come in and turn your franchise around. Okay. So we want to win Super Bowls. That's what owners are saying. With this guy, we draft him in the first round. If we draft him with whatever picks that we have, maybe some teams don't have a first round pick, but they only got a second round pick. Will this guy help us win right now and in the future? So I think he has the ability physically. And again, the NFL is another game. It's another beast. You know, you got guys, as we saw, I saw defensive linemen running 4.6s and all that stuff. So I'm like, when you get to the NFL, I'm like, you got 11 guys out there who are the best of the best. You can't outrun. You probably could outrun them in college. You can't outrun them defensive linemen in the NFL. You get your hat sent to the hospital. I like, hey, no, I guess they take it easy on the quarterbacks and players these days. So maybe not your helmet go to the hospital. Maybe your sweet rag, your sweet towel go to the hospital. But no, seriously though, you know, the NFL, the combine, it does give athletes an opportunity to showcase their skills, and you can actually go up, you know, just with a faster 40 time. But does that translate into success on the field in the NFL? Not really.
So, Tree, your Detroit Lions now, we're going to put you on the management team. You're watching, and you've been doing your scouting. Would you want to see Detroit, for lack of a better term, take a risk on a player that maybe wasn't graded that highly, but comes to the combine, just puts these big numbers up? Or would you say, listen, I'm going to look at the tape and lean towards that? Go ahead. You said no immediately.
I'm looking at the tape. If you are not putting up big numbers on the field when you're actually playing in the game, but you come to the combine and you do well at the combine, congratulations for doing well at the combine. I'm going with the tape. What you see in the game is what you see. And yes, I understand that when the players come, you teach them, they get better, they learn. But what you see is what you get a lot of times. So I'm happy that players are doing well in the combine. And I do know that can move players up when they're already doing well on the field. That can make their draft position higher. I've seen that done with one of my friends from college. But yeah, I'm going with the tape.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think everybody is nervous about with AR. I mean, he's been very inconsistent. Matter of fact, let's pop up here. A good buddy from my hometown, originally of Norfolk, we grew up together as youngsters, Dennis Burrows. Tree, can you read that for me? Even with my glass, I'm having a little problem.
Sure. The young man has shown some ability. It was his opportunity. If he winds up in the right place and at the right coach, then his ability can ascend into something special. By the way, I am in the ATL till Thursday morning.
All right. I will. I'll reach out to you on social media. I hit you with my cell phone number. I'm actually off tomorrow, so maybe we can connect, brother, some kind of way. I haven't seen you in decades. I ain't gonna say how many, but it's been a few. So my good buddy Dennis Burrow, we grew up together in Norwalk, Connecticut, lived in the same housing complex, Washington Village, which is gone. Tree then turned it down, tore the whole thing down, put some very swanky condominiums, which cost a whole lot more than the rent we paid back in the day. I'm just saying. All right, so I guess the next question for you, Tyrone, I know you talked about, hey, you know, running quarterback's not going to get it done in the NFL. What do you think would be a good landing spot for young Mr. Richardson?
Again, it has to be a team that similar to maybe how Lamar Jackson was used, RG3, you know, everyone, the NFL is like a copycat league again. They're going to do what works, but at the end of the day, you're going to still see teams kind of model after the Kansas City Chiefs when it comes to looking for a quarterback. They want someone basically like the home. They want someone like Mahomes. They want someone that can keep the drive alive, but they're going to be looking to throw the ball downfield. It's a copycat league. So I don't think you're going to look for teams going to be looking for quarterbacks that can just be one-dimensional, you know, because, again, you cut off half of the football field when you are one-dimensional. So you need that quarterback that can throw from the pocket. What team that is, I really don't know. But, again, he's talented enough. Richardson is talented enough to play in the NFL. Will he start? Where he goes in the draft, that's to be seen. But he does have the ability and the athletic skills to be among the elite.
Well, we're going to see, and I'm going to ask you guys this question about the possibilities of having a running type quarterback appear for the Atlanta Falcons. All right, guys, we're going to be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice.
Coming up next, it's the Real Talk Sports Show, bringing you great sports talk with perspective. Now, here's our host, Jonathan Simmons.
What's up? We are back here. You're listening, watching, and viewing live. We want to thank those of you who are watching on the replay as well. The Real Talk Sports Show. I'm the Minister Jonathan Simmons. Right next to me is the Queen, Ms. Tree Doleman, and next to her, the champion, Tyrone Poole. Well, guys, again, I'm asked this question. Would either one of you guys want to see either Lamar Jackson or the aforementioned Anthony Richardson come to the Falcons? First, I'm going to ask you about the idea of the Falcons paying big money to get Lamar Jackson here in a Falcons uniform. What do you think?
At first, I was excited about it, but now that the franchise tag has been placed on him, I don't know. It's a lot, but I do think that we need a quarterback like him here. I think the fans will love it. And if they can work it out, I think he would be a great addition to the Atlanta Falcons. But from what I've been hearing, that since the franchise tag was placed on him, that they are no longer interested in him. I don't know if that's true or not, but we do need a great quarterback that can fill seats, but not even just fill seats. You all know in the NFL, if you don't have a great quarterback, you can't even achieve your goal of winning the Super Bowl or competing for a Super Bowl. That's what it's all about. The players play to win championships. You have to have a great quarterback to win championships, and you build your team around your quarterback. So the Falcons need a big-time quarterback here. At least that's what I think, to help them among the many other positions that they need to fill. But I think that if they could get Lamar, that would be a great big step in the right direction. I also like the quarterback that we have in Ritter. I just don't think that he's the main one right now, but that's just my opinion.
Tyrone, would you like to see Lamar Jackson in a Falcons uniform?
Now, I'm going to tell you what the Falcons going to do. All right. I heard that Derrick Henry is on the trading blocks. The Falcons got a lot of money. Okay. Arthur Smith loves to run the ball. So if you bring Derrick Henry down to Atlanta, Desmond Ridder, he's going to turn into an all-star quarterback. All right. I think he's better than what they have in as a quarterback with the Falcons and Desmond Ridder than what Tennessee has at quarterback. Okay. So if the Falcons, and that's what I read, that Tennessee Titans, they are talking trade with Derrick Henry. Everybody's on the chopping blocks when it comes to the draft, man. The right money, the right deal. But I think that would be right up Arthur Smith's alley, and he would jump on that with all the money that the Falcons got. They get Derrick Henry, and I heard that they cut their right tackle. So now they can concentrate on getting a right tackle in the draft to fill up that void. And man, look at here. I think they will have something if it's true that Derrick Henry is on the trading blocks. I think Derrick Henry, yes, he's a workhorse, but I think when I look at his videos, and he actually works out, I'm like, the man is a beast. He's a beast when he works out. So that tells me he keeps his body in shape. And if you beef up that offensive line, then the only people that are going to hit him would be safeties. And, they're hitting him down low. So that'll add more tread to his tires. So, if Derrick Henry is on the trading blocks. If I'm the Falcons, I got all this money. I go get Derrick Henry, bring him into the offense that Arthur Smith is trying to build here, and that's going to help Ritter. And you got your starting quarterback right there in Ritter.
Well, you done excited Todd. He done come back and he said, man, Tyrone talking so much sense, he don't know what to do now. He beside himself. So you got him all cranked up. Well, let's take a look at Derrick Henry's stats. He has been in the league since 2016. So he's in his 7th year now. And he has put up a lot of carries in the last 4 years. 2019, 303 carries. His epic 2020, where he rushed for over 2,000 yards. I think he's only the 4th or 5th man to do so. He rushed the ball for an incredible 376 attempts. Now, that for some people is 2 seasons worth of running almost. Followed up in 2021 with 219 attempts. And then last year, he wanted to show everybody he had juice in the tank. Another 300-plus yard carry, 300 attempt carry season. A staggering 349 attempts for Mr. Derrick Henry. And on top of that, also caught 33 balls and averaged 12.1 yards a catch. So Derrick Henry is an absolute offensive beast. The question is, how much does he have left in the tank after, rushing for over 300 attempts, looks like to be the last 5 years.
But here's the thing you need to look up. The carries, all that is cool. 2 things I look at, okay? Number one, the game ain't like it used to be, all right? Guys are really not tackling, so he's not taking on those direct hits, all right? He's a big dude, and most of the guys who come up to tackle him one-on-one, they just try to grab a leg, all right? It's not like back in the day when I remember when Steve Atwater, back in the Super Bowl, I think, back in the day, Steve Atwater hit Ickey Woods. I'm like, now that's when hitting was hitting. I'm like, you come up in that A gap, that B gap, that C gap, that safety coming downhill to knock you out. They don't do that no more. And then the second thing is, I would like to see his injury report. Where have all his injuries been? Okay. If he hasn't had any major injuries to his ankles, to his knees, to his hips, I'm like, he's still good. He's still good. Because that's the engine of a running back, your legs. Okay, your shoulders, I seen Ender Smith back in the day play with a separated shoulder.
True that.
Yep. As long as his legs were still good, Ender Smith was still able to run that ball. So, again, Derrick Henry, I would take a look at his injury report. Where has his major injuries been that has kept him out of the game? And if his injuries have been lower body, lower extremities, we may have a problem there. But if he's had upper body injuries that kept him out of the game, come on, man, go get the dude. Go get him.
Well, once again, our man Todd claims to have some inside news.
Okay, I want to hear.
Here it is, right here. Tree, do us the honors and read that out for us, please.
No on Henry. He got a big off-the-field problem about to hit news. You heard it here first. Todd always has the stuff. And the thing is, Todd is always correct. Yeah, that's the crazy part.
A lot of this stuff be right. So we're going to take a peek. But clearly, if the off-field incident is not anything beyond the pale, I agree with Tyrone. I guarantee you the Falcons are thinking of a way to get Derrick Henry here, because with that kind of stud at the offensive running back position, it's going to make any quarterback that they put behind there a good quarterback, especially if they have the knack that Ritter has, which is one of the reasons I like them, is he doesn't turn the ball over. And if you don't turn the ball over and you can run the ball, Tyrone, that's like having a 12th man on defense, basically, because the other team ain't getting the ball.
Yeah. So, if you want to win the championship again, I do believe you got to run the ball in the playoffs, and then you got to be balanced when you get to the Super Bowl. So by Derrick Henry coming here, he takes that pressure off of Ritter. It takes the pressure off the offensive coordinator having to put Ritter in those situations where he's not ready to win the game, put the whole team on his shoulders. Will Ritter be that type of guy if they have a running game? I do believe he can become that quarterback that you can eventually put the game on his shoulders and say, go out there and win it. But it comes with confidence.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to say this as we wrap up here. One guy that did impress me at the combine, he impressed me before, but he played in the shadow of probably the best college tight end in the business, with Brock Bowers, the big man out of Georgia, Darnell Washington. Not that the Falcons necessarily need a tight end, but man, Arthur Smith loved the tight end position, and Darnell Washington, big man, and can catch the ball. 6'7", 269 pounds, and can catch the ball. And to me, now again, I'm not trying to compare either one of these guys to what you guys had with the Patriots when you had the killer. Aaron Hernandez and Gronk. But that's what I kind of envision, because this guy, he doesn't necessarily catch like Gronk, but he is a great pass blocker, and I think he's got good enough hands that he would be a tremendous compliment for Kyle Pitts. So if they can get him in the late rounds, I'd take a shot. This guy's a beast. Absolute beast. Keep your eye on that name, Darnell Washington. He wore number 0 for the Bulldogs.
Let me ask you this. Then what would they do with the present quarter tight end they got? Now you got two people who are just alike. Now, when you talked about New England, those two guys were kind of different. You know, Gronk was a bigger guy, probably would have been looking at him to be the blocking tight end. So you always got to have a blocking tight end, and you got to have a pass catching tight end. But when you got two tight ends that are similar, then somebody got to block, somebody got to run. And usually if you are a pass catching tight end, you're probably not that good at blocking.
No, I mean, this guy, to me, I think he's I think that he is a guy that could give you a great blocker, but also, like I said, again, when you go with those jumbo sets, he can catch the ball. So, I mean, I'm just saying, for me, he just intrigues me because of his athleticism and his raw size at 6'7", 270 pounds. So we'll see. Falcons may not be looking the same way I'm looking. Well, I tell you one thing we're looking to do. We're looking to wrap it up. Doggone it.
Yeah.
So, folks, how we do it? Go ahead, real quick.
We talk about the running backs, right? Now,
Yep.
what if the Falcons went after Barkley, Saquon Barkley, or Josh Jacobs? I think those would be two guys. If they couldn't get Derrick Henry, then I think those are two guys. If they don't sign back, if Barkley don't sign back with the Giants, or Jacob doesn't sign back with the Raiders, I think those would be two good guys that could fit into Arthur Smith's system as far as running that football.
We did get some breaking news as we kind of wrap it up that the Giants did go ahead and put the franchise tag on Barkley. The only thing I didn't hear, whether it's the big boy franchise tag where no team can negotiate with him at all, or the one that the Ravens about to put on Jackson, which is the one where he can negotiate with another team and they can match the offer. All right, everybody, you know how we do it. Before we go, we want you to know how you can find out more about our host and our guests. So, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours. Oh, I took him hold on a second. Whoa, wait a minute. We lost Tyrone. There he is. Tyrone Poole. Now the floor is yours.
Tyrone Poole, all 38 social media. Tyrone Poole, 38 social media. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, your evening, your day, wherever you are in this world.
That's what I'm talking about. Tyrone Poole. Thank you, sir. The Queen. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. You can find me on social media at Purple Diva 13 and Ms. America International 2022.
All right, guys. Here we go. Now I'm back. All right, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. All right, everybody. You know how we do before we wrap this up. I always encourage you. Please, man, please, sir, if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you don't know him, get to know him today. Nobody loves it like Jesus. He died for you and he rose from the dead. If you believe in that, repent of your sins. Two wonderful things happen. One, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adoptive child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a loving parent, ask him for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, grant it to you. And the other good thing is when you die, you go to that happy place called heaven and not that nasty place called hell. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, until the next time when we see you again, we say God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whichever may apply. So long.